Step 2, Loki here, and I finally got a brand new mic. It's a pretty nice one. I don't want to break the darn thing. Like, I don't even want to touch it. I haven't really since I set it up. But anyway, got an OU match here versus Casador. It's a really good match if you don't go by the score. And yeah, he brought a Blissey, which, I hate Blissey. But he starts off with Scizor, I lead off with Latios. That's a really bad start for me, so I'm going to switch into my Landorus T to get off the Intimidate and see what he's going for. He could go for the U-turn or the Bullet Punch or maybe even the Pursuit if he gets lucky. But he goes for the Bug Bite and then reveals to me that he's Life Orbed. So that's good information for me to know later. Now, this is obviously not a good matchup for him, so he's going to switch right here into his Gyarados, and I haven't seen one of those in so long. I set up the rocks because I noticed that he didn't have a spinner, so you always want to get the rocks up first priority when they don't have a spinner, especially when they're carrying pokes like Gyarados or Volcarona or anything like that that's really susceptible to rocks. But I'm going to switch into Cersei just to kind of see what he's trying to do. He's going to set up the Dragon Dance, which is a little scary. It's kind of early, but it still scares me a little bit. I don't really know if he's carrying the Bounce or the Ice Fang. He goes for the Earthquake here, shows it to me. I was pretty sure that it would kill, but it doesn't. And I'm just going to get off a Body Slam, but unfortunately I do not get the Paralyze. Now, here he's going to go for the Waterfall, and I stay in as fodder. I could have gone on the Latios to take the Waterfall, but I didn't know if he had the Ice Fang at this point. Some people carry Ice Fang, some people carry Bounce. I know that Bounce is the more common move, but you can't really make any assumptions. That's what gets you killed. Here I'm going to go on the Latios just to get off the Draco Meteor. I'm Scarfed, so I know it probably won't kill, but it'll bring him considerably low, and then it'll have to reveal to me what move he has. Waterfall won't really do much. It might take me down to half. But he goes for the Bounce, which is good because then Latios, you know, leaves here without a scratch. So I'm going to make a really obvious play and switch into Landorus to get off the Intimidate and take the Bounce. Even though I do get off the Intimidate, this Bounce ends up doing about 1/3 of damage to my Landorus, which is quite a surprise. I'm max defense and Impish Nature. But I'm going to be able to go into Latios at this point, predicting his Waterfall because I'm not afraid of the Ice Fang anymore, and with that Intimidate, his attack won't be quite as high as it was. So he goes for the Waterfall here, and it does about 1/3. Yeah, roughly around 1/3. And I'm going to be able to threaten him with another Draco Meteor. He sees that from a mile away and switches into Heatran right here, which is really good for him. I think this is a specially defensive Heatran, if I remember correctly. This battle's pretty old, but I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor. And, oh, actually, after that damage, I think must not be specially defensive. Huh. Maybe he is, and my calculations are just off, but I'm not going to run a calc. It's not really that important. I'm going to go into Landorus to take whatever it is that he's going to go for, and he's going to go for the Stealth Rock. Now I'm threatening him with the Earthquake, but I'm going to predict him to switch, predicting my Earthquake, so I'm just going to go for the knockoff to knock something off of whoever he goes into, but he stays in, which is an excellent play on his part, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and now I suffer my prediction with a burn. Great play. So at this point, my Landorus is pretty much crippled, so I'm just going to stay in and go for another knockoff, just in case he decides to switch. I'm kind of staying in as pseudo-fodder. At this point, you know, you might as well just kill him off. There's no point in keeping him here. My specially defensive wall is weak to this Heatran. That's Cersei, my Jirachi. So this turn he's going to switch, possibly predicting me to say F it and just go for the Earthquake. But no, I just go for the knockoff again. And that's great for me because he goes into his Thundurus here and I knock off his Life Orb. So not only does that get rid of his boosted power, but it also tells me what kind of set he's running. You know, this set can be kind of, this poke can be kind of tricky in terms of what exactly he's carrying. He's going to go for the HB Ice and finish me off. But that's okay, because that allows me to get a free switch in the Latios here, and I can threaten him once again with the Draco Meteor. I'm not worried about him going into Heatran, because if he does, he's still going to take more damage, and Heatran doesn't really have good recovery, but what do you know, the Blissey comes out with its big, pink, annoying smile, and it's just going to take that Draco Meteor like a beast. I mean, I didn't even think it would do that much. He might be more on the physically defensive side, but it's okay. I have the trick that I can use later. I'm not really worried about this thing yet, and I also have a Infernape in the wings, just waiting to pummel this thing with an Iron Fist. So he's going to go for the Thunder Wave on my Venusaur. That's okay, I don't really mind. This thing is a Chlorophyll Sweeper, so I guess it's kind of bad for me, but considering the fact that he has this Blissey to wall everything that I have Sleep Powder, Sunny Day, Giga Drain, and Hidden Power Fire. This is more of a weather counter, you know, just in case I come against rain. In a few moments here, you're about to see why I really wish I carried the Sludge Bomb. I mean, I wish I just had room for it. I can get rid of Sunny Day, but then I won't have that weather counter. I can get rid of the Hidden Power Fire, but then I'm completely walled by Steel types. So, you know, it's kind of a hard choice. You know, 4 moves sometimes it's just not enough. What do they call that? 4 move syndrome? As you can see, I am just not landing the sleep powder. I know that a hidden power fire just will not be enough to take this guy down. Even though I am max special attack with modest nature, I just don't want to take the risk. I have to get this thing to sleep. He sets up the nasty plot. In my opinion, he probably should have just killed me, because I am able to get him to sleep, and he won't be able to use his Thundurus for the rest of the match, as you're about to see. Now, he's going to switch into Jirachi, and I'm going to predict that switch and go into Infernape. I have no idea. Like I said, this battle's old. I don't know how I predicted that. I don't even know what was on my mind, but that's pretty freaking awesome, because now I have good momentum. He's going to go into Heatran, and I'm banded, and I did go for the Fire Punch, knowing that he might be able to go into Heatran and get this Flash Fire boost, but I just didn't want to predict. I wanted to play safe. So in comes one of my favorite new Pokemon, Keldeo. So freaking awesome. Love this poke. As you're about to see, I'm about to do some serious work with this little guy. I go for the Calm Mind. As he went for the Flamethrower, he goes for the Earth Power. Maybe Flamethrower would have done more, considering Flash Fire boost, but you know, who knows. I go for the Sacred Sword. I guess what he told me was that he thought Keldeo was more on the offensive, the physical side. But no, it's a really good special sweeper. I think it has 128 base special attack, which is pretty freaking awesome. I go for the Surf, take down this Jirachi. I thought it might have been Scarfed, which kind of scared me, but it's not. So yeah, looking at a sweep here, I've already taken 2 of his Mons down. And here comes back in the Gyarados, who's going to get hit by the Stealth Rocks, and I'm going to be able to just finish him off as well with the Secret Sword. So it looks like I'm good to sweep here until he goes into his Scizor, which I feel like he should have done last turn. A Bullet Punch would have killed me, considering the Life Orb boost that he gets in Technician. But, you know, to each their own. He goes for the Bullet Punch and Keldeo goes down, but it doesn't matter, because at this point I've taken down most of his prominent threats. He still has that Blissey, but I also have the Infernape, also known as Jon Snow, and if you get that reference, then you're awesome. So I'm going to be able to Iron Fist him to hell, and yeah. Now when I saw this crit, it scared the hell out of me, but luckily I lived. Go for the Fire Punch. I was just like, man, a crit just is not what I needed, because Keldeo just totally saved my butt. I felt like I was going to lose this battle earlier, but he's going to go into Blissey, and I'm just going to go for a Fire Punch, and I'm thinking with the Iron Fist and Stab and Blaze, it's got to take this thing down. But we all know that Blissey has a way of just smiling its way through all of your attacks. But no, I get a return crit. Not sure if it mattered. I'm not going to run the calc. You know, I think it would have killed him anyway, but if someone wants to run the calc, go ahead. But all he's got left is that Sleeping Thundurus, so I'm going to be able to finish him off with the Fire Punch as well. So good game, Casador. I really enjoyed myself. And yeah, hit me up on Skype. My Skype is Lokibattles, and yeah, till then, Loki out. Peace.